Well, well, we are live again. Welcome back, everyone, to BlockDesk News, the best crypto news channel on YouTube and actually in the world that you'll ever see. So, welcome back. This week, we're going to be discussing quite a lot. We're going to be discussing 2025 and all the token launches that happened then and how we can utilize that data for 2026. We're also going to be discussing the Bitcoin macro, how BlackRock is literally tokenizing everything they can imagine, from rare metals into corporate assets to commodities. We're also going to be discussing that. And of course, there's quite an interesting piece of news that you're going to all be excited about. The MetaMask token is coming out, and potentially a base chain coin, which is going to be coming out also, which they did say they'll never do, but I have really good sources to say that they will be doing this. So all of that and more today with BlockDesk News. But to start off with, let's start off with the token launches. And I think this is a subject I really wanted to discuss with all of you. And let me just close this up. This is a subject I really wanted to discuss with all of you. And the reason is, well, in 2025, the numbers don't lie. 84.7% of all token launches in 2025 are now trading below the opening price. The median loss on that is a staggering 71%. Memento Research drilled in. These projects, they weren't flops from market crashes, because the market was doing pretty well sometime in 2025, and quite a lot of the market wasn't really dumping. And their research concluded that these projects flopped because they launched before they were ready, before the market was ready, and before they were ready. Let's be honest with each other. So that's the reality of it. The hard truth of it is that it wasn't a black swans. It wasn't a macro chaos. It was premature launches with no real, no reality under the hood, no developed product under the hood. So let's dig into what went actually wrong. So in valuation mania, projects hit the market with billions in FTV and zero real demand. So projects kept on going too high on their market caps and fully, diluted valuations. And that's what created the issues. They thought they're much more bigger than they are. In reality, you should start with a small market cap. The best projects were the ones who lowered the market cap, didn't raise as much. Of course, there are outliners and there are projects which are basically ecosystem projects. Yes, they need to raise a lot in order to grow their ecosystems. But in reality, there's not a lot of ecosystems like layer ones and layer twos launching. Most projects are basically, normal projects. So, the mercenary liquidity, investors flip in for the launch event. They flip out straight away. Days later, no builders, no extractors. Institutional buying itself is actually gone, and this is what is really scary. Jeff Dolman from Arca, he said this: I don't know a single liquid fund that has bought a new token on TGE in over 2 years. So this means liquidity funds who basically focus on buying tokens after they're launched, he hasn't seen a single one do that in the past 2 years. What does that tell you about the market? In my opinion, that's scary. And this is what's happening. All these VCs, they're dumping. There's not really much retail. And all these projects are basically flopping. So when you look at hype versus fundamentals, you weight the FTV. Tokens are down 61.5% since launch, almost double the equal weighted average. So to translate that, to put in simple terms, the more hype, the worse it performs. The more people on it, the worse it's been performing, which should be the opposite. I'll give you some example. Plasma and Berachain. So Berachain, which was one of the biggest projects, if you remember last year, that everyone was looking forward to, if you can remember it, is down 93% from its launch. 93%. Plasma from 13 billion FTV to 1.3 billion. As you can see here, Berachain 93.2% down. This is ridiculous. These are the biggest projects and they're down so much. Or the biggest projects of last year at least. So what actually sustains value? Real protocols with real usage, not mere fundraising vehicles. That's what's surviving at the moment. Like for example, like SuperDApp. Yes, SuperDApp launched at a bad time in their market, but we've stayed afloat because we've focused on development, specifically on development and delivering things which are useful to the industry. And that's the key here. Looking at DeFi TVL, it hits 123.6 billion in 2025. So that's 41% year on year. But most of it is concentrated in real workhouses. So Aave, Lido, and Jupiter. So basically, these three projects are... What's up, people? Hope you're all well. So these three projects, Aave, Lido, Jupiter, they're basically carrying the whole DeFi ecosystem on their back. That's why it's up 41%. So, and these aren't meme launches, obviously. Their income is a generating business, income generating businesses. And that's why 2025 was so fucking terrible, basically. And we're going to be discussing today what we can look forward to in 2026. What are the really important things? Yeah, as I discussed, this is a short article. I'll share it with you if you want to read over it. But I did discuss everything that's in here, basically. Insiders they're not buying post TGE. And that's really where the liquidity partners come in. And that's where we require them. But let's move on into 2026. And starting off with BlackRock, as always, I'm going to show you guys this video. I want you guys to have a look.
Huge way. And BlackRock, the biggest financial institution on the planet, just explained what's coming. They said the next big move in the world isn't meme coins, it's tokenization. Here's the simple version. Tokenization means turning real things into digital tokens you can send anytime, anywhere. No banks, no papers, no waiting. And this isn't a maybe one day thing. It's already happening. BlackRock made a tokenized fund. JP Morgan is using tokenized assets on-chain. HSBC is turning gold into digital tokens. Governments are testing tokenized bonds right now. The world is moving on to the blockchain, quietly, fast. And this is where Remora comes in. Remora brings real estate income
So forget about Remora.
So
Obviously, we don't want to talk about that. But this is the thing. Let's discuss this about the whole tokenization of the world. And there's quite a few things to discuss here. And let's start from the beginning. So big institutions led by firms like BlackRock and publicly saying that the next massive frontier for crypto is tokenizing real world assets. For example, rare metals like gold, silver, etc., iron, corporate assets, commodities, real estate, literally anything that can be on-chain, they're going to be tokenizing. And why does this matter for 2026? Tokenizing RWAs, real-world assets, is supposed to bring deep liquidity into the markets that have historically been slow, opaque, and inefficient. So this is the plan, the big liquidity plan by these big organizations. Tokenization could theoretically unlock trillions of previous illiquid markets, right? Tapping into illiquid markets is it's a gold mine, literally. These tokens could trade 24/7, global liquidity pools, reduce settlement times, etc., etc. But here's the catch. This is the catch I want to discuss. Tokenizing real world value is nothing like minting a meme coin. It's very different. You have to prove the asset actually exists and where trust starts to break down. This is literally where it breaks down. Tokenizing, let's say you hold 10 kilograms of gold in your house. Really simple example. And then you tokenize that gold and you let people buy and sell it, right? How can people prove if you take 1 kilogram of that gold out of your room, right? There's not going to be like some, FBI watch list for every single tokenized asset in the world, is there? The amount of scamming and lying that is about to come into this industry and money, don't forget, the amount of money I think is going to be astronomical. So proving that if someone issues a token claiming it's backed by gold, who audits the vault? This is what I'm saying. Blockchain doesn't magically verify physical reality of assets. It only verifies digital assets. So you still need trusted, people, engineers, auditors, regulators to look into this. So this means traditional off-chain checks still matter. Third-party trust enters an ecosystem built to remove trust. So there's a big, fake tokenization that I'm worried about: corruption, misreporting reserve, backdoor minting, USDT. I'm okay. I'm not saying they're doing it. I'm just saying that potentially there's been cases and articles that I've read, minting more than you actually have in the in the back room. So while BlackRock is pushing this narrative, rightly so, in terms of potential liquidity, the execution risks are enormous. So keep an eye on this narrative. This is my suggestion. In the world of crypto, you're going to see a lot of tokenized assets, and then eventually that money is going to flow back into Bitcoin, hopefully into altcoins, which is where we are, which is where I personally am, and that's where I enjoy spending most of my time in. And hopefully that's going to have a domino effect into where we are, into SuperDApp, into other tokens, altcoins, meme tokens, etc., where you can make those 100x flips. Hopefully that's a good overview of what's to come this year. I want to move quickly a little bit about Bitcoin and how it's been performing. Obviously, not the best. Bitcoin is shifting to Bitcoin macro action in the past week. So price movement, Bitcoin has been flirting with key macro levels as traders watch the economic calendar. Institutional data flows and relief rallies across the market. US government shutdown risk, which is a really big thing for all of you to look out for. The big macro headline at the moment has been the looming potential US government shutdown. The US government might shut down once again, and this is why the market has been so volatile, and this is why it matters. Historically speaking, for those of you who don't know, political risk leads crypto rallies as traditional markets wobble. Shutdown have pushed investors towards risk assets like Bitcoin when liquidity dries up. So crypto traders are watching fiscal spending uncertainty, treasury liquidity pressure, funding gaps, and debt ceiling debates. There's a lot going to be happening, and if the government does shut down, which I believe is supposed to happen early next month, which I hope it doesn't, potentially can be a really bad time for the market. Now, moving on to the most exciting news outside of what we usually discuss, and that is the MetaMask token. For the past 5 years, we've been hearing whispers. We've been hearing stories. We have been hearing many things. And basically, they were saying, no, it's not happening. But rumors is MetaMask is finally moving, is finally coming. They already have their own stable coin. And I want to break it down for you. So what we actually know about the MetaMask situation. So MetaMask is one of the most widely used crypto wallets in the world, as many of you know this. Browser, mobile, multi-chain support, billions in total volume, moving through stuff like swaps and dApps. Now, is there a token planned? Yes, MetaMask and Consensus leadership have confirmed it's coming sooner than expected. I think here's a video.
Will MetaMask have a token at some point, maybe in the near future?
The MAS token is coming. It may come sooner than you would expect right now. And it is significantly related to the decentralization of certain aspects of the MetaMask platform.
Guys, this is massive news. The question is, of course, there's no actual date, there's no announcement, but how are we going to get the airdrop? Because obviously users are going to be getting this airdrop, right? And that is what I'm really mostly excited about. So there's nothing, there's a lot of speculation. People are saying the airdrop is going to be based on MetaMask usage, points or rewards programs, activity in the wallet from the past. MetaMask themselves are cautious and have warned users about scams. Of course, be careful. There's nothing really, official as of yet. In my opinion, the best way to prepare for this airdrop, use the wallet's built-in features like swaps, referrals. This way you can earn future points. Avoid fake airdrop sites and stay tuned for official updates, basically. And I'm telling you, the MetaMask token if it launches, it will carry the bull market on its back, and the market will literally turn around, and we will have a bull market again. This will be the biggest launch that crypto has seen since the last bull market, since 2020, I would say. So really exciting news. And going off of that, there's another token launch which you won't believe, which is Base token. This is really big news because Base has historically said no token. They have said this many times, no token, no token. That's why on Base you pay in Ethereum for transaction fees. So when Base launched, Coinbase said they have no plans for a native token. But now that's changing. Base creator Jesse Pollak publicly said Base is exploring issuing a native token, a notable shift from previous strategy. Though it is still early days, no specifics have been finalized. Important content. Base is one of the largest layer 2 networks by TVL and activity. I think they're like top 5 or something. I'm not sure. You will have to correct me, but Base is definitely in the top 5. Can you expect a token right now? Yes, we can. From market perspective, if Base does issue a coin, it will be massive. And this is the big question. Will it be a coin or a token? Because a token is obviously a smart contract on a blockchain. But if they stop using Ethereum as the transactional coin, and they make a Base coin where it's used for transaction fees, that would be one of the biggest investments that you can make this year. So definitely keep an eye out for this. And I want all of you to know, how did I find all this information? And this is where it comes in. It's from here, Whales Market. Whales Market Trading. And this is what, look what I'm going to show you right now. Upcoming projects, Base, MetaMask, the OpenSea token, Polymarket token. All these tokens are upcoming, and they're showing they're upcoming. They're even showing their backers who's investing into the Base coin. Of course, Coinbase, they don't need other ventures. Polymarket, Coinbase has invested into it. Dragonfly has invested in it. Flying Tulip, who's invested? So, listen, guys, this platform is probably the best platform I have ever used. What's up? What's up, Mario? How are you, mate? This is probably the best platform I have ever used, and I would really love all of you to join that. I'm going to send you my link. I highly recommend everybody really. There you go, guys. Please do sign up. Please do check it out. Even if you're not investing, this is just a great way. After you sign up, you can see the upcoming markets, and then you can also go onto this. So this is the live market. So for example, Mega ETH. This is a project I never even heard about. I only found out about this project via Whales Market. Right now, you can buy tokens. So you can click on create an order, and then you can pay in whichever currency that you want. And then you can say at what price, let's say at 0.3, and then you can say I want 1,000 mega Ethereum tokens, and this is how much it'll cost. And then you can basically buy them before it's launched on the market, before it's on exchanges, before it's listed on the DEX. This is where you buy these tokens, and you find out about these projects also. So you're literally doing research, and you're able to buy these tokens, and then people actually buy and sell them on the pre-market itself, right? And it's all connected to Polymarket as well. So you can click on Polymarket, and then it'll tell you what the FTV people are thinking is going to be. So this is a really good tool that you can use to basically see what price you want to buy it at. So the way you work it out is you go to ChatGPT, and then you say, if Mega ETH hits 1 billion FTV, what will the price of it be? And if the price is lower here, then it's a good time for you to buy. Yes, welcome, my brother. Welcome. So trust me, guys, Whales Market is one of the best tools to find upcoming projects. That's how I found that the MetaMask token is coming, that the Base token is coming. That's how I found Mega ETH. That's how I find a lot of my projects, and I highly recommend all of you to check it out. There's no sponsorship here. I'm not selling nothing. I'm just, if you click on my referral link, that does help. But otherwise, this is just a really good tool for all of you to use and just enjoy. So that's it for this week and all the updates that I have and some interesting projects that I had a look at. Now let's talk about SuperDApp. Of course, there's been a lot of fixes within SuperDApp and a lot of updates. This is SysWarp, one of the tokens that I have been, well, this is going to be the first meme token in on Rolux and on Syscoin. So I highly recommend all of you to join this group if you haven't already. I will copy the link also for you. You can join this group. This will be the first meme token. I'm going to partner with Syscoin directly. We're going to market this out and we are going to put almost 100% of the investment from this token into liquidity. So it's going to be the most liquid meme token on Syscoin. Really exciting stuff. People are getting excited. As you can see, there's a lot of donations, etc., etc. But going into SuperDApp, I'm going to run down the list of all the changes that we've made. And we've been really doing a lot of changes. Unread messages count now clear correctly on PWA. Update the app update and the PWA. Chat formatting bug with past chain GPT, chat GPT text has been fixed. The scrolling experience, so the scrolling has been improved. As you can see, it really has all around. The app is working much more smoother. Capture bug on login resolved. I'm not sure. A few people were having some issues with the capture bug. That's definitely been resolved. Refresh bug that lost page info fixed. Now the new features. Last week we said you can add people, but as of yesterday, look, you can edit your messages. This is one thing I've been asking the developers for so long, and I'm excited. Now you can literally add add whatever you want. You can remove, and it does it within seconds, and that's it. It's edited. It does say it has been edited, which is important. But yeah, it's a really nice feature to basically what SuperDApp really needed. Now, upcoming, we're still really working hard on the AI agents that we are developing. So there's going to be the treasure hunter, which is like an airdrop sort of AI agent, and the token launcher. And that is when I'm going to launch SysWarp for all of you. So anyone who's involved now, anyone who's part of SuperDApp, you're going to be first dibs on our first official meme token. And I also got some exciting news. Welcome, Stills. Thanks for joining. I got some exciting news. We're doing a trading competition on MEXC. We are starting it on next week, hopefully on Monday. So everyone keep an eye out for that. We're going to be giving away super tokens. There's millions in prizes. What's up, Stills? Hope you're well. We're going to be giving away millions in prizes to the top traders and everything. There is a group that we have made, which we will share with you on our X. So anyone who's not following us on X, please do. If any one of you have it, please do share it. Share it in the main chat. And yeah, so that's going to be an exciting couple of weeks where you can make some extra tokens to sell on the market just for trading. So you can just buy and sell, and then get your volume up. That's what most people do. You just buy $10, sell $10, and you go up and down, or you buy 100 and sell 100, and then you win some tokens, basically. So that's going to start next week. That's a wrap for today. Today's deep dive. There's been a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of new projects that I'm excited about. I definitely recommend checking out Whales Market. Keep your eye out for the MetaMask airdrop. Make sure you've installed it and at least have a couple of accounts open. Have a look at Whales Market as well. The base airdrop. Bitcoin is, we're not really sure what's going on at the moment. As I said last week, we're in this consolidation phase where basically the market is dropping. Consolidation does not mean it's bullish. Consolidation can be a slow liquidity pool. But I'm still hopeful. Not even hopeful. I'm almost sure there's going to be a big flood of liquidity sometime this year. Going into the midterms, I would assume something is going to happen this year. There's going to be some sort of bull market before 2027. And we are going to be the first to let you know about this. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, then do so. What are you waiting for? This is the best time to subscribe because I'm going to keep you up to date and make sure that all of you know when the best tokens are coming, what to invest in, and when to invest in it and how to invest in it. And that's what we do here at BlockDesk News. But for today, this has been Edward. Thank you everyone for joining as always, and I will see you next week. All the best. Bye-bye.